Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Friday night. This is happy hour. We are here at Bristol, the night race. We are following Jimmy Johnson here as he sits third. Kurt Busch leads happy hour with about a minute and a half left. We got Jimmy Johnson will be starting on pole tomorrow night. The Busch Series just wrapped up where Ron Hornaday won. Kyle Busch won the truck race, and Kurt Busch actually won the late model race at Ace Motor Speedway. And next Wednesday, you can catch the late model season finale. Robert Presley versus J.J. Yaley. Who's going to win that championship? That'll be super entertaining Wednesday night. But this is tonight. This is happy hour. And tomorrow night is the Bristol night race. Kind of go through, look at these paint schemes here as happy hour is getting ready to wrap up. We just had an upgrade period. So there'll be some ratings shifting around here. And Matt Kenseth. I'm not sure what's going on here. He is they've been really struggling with the balance of the car. In practice one, he was a little snug, finished 11th in the practice, and then went out to qualifying. It was just way too loose, and he just can't turn the car, and he's really struggling with the rear end of that car. He'll be starting dead last, and this is a place where you do not want to start last. But as happy hour finishes up, we'll see you Saturday night. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bristol night race. This is the fall Bristol race. It is Saturday night. Last night we had the Busch Series and we had happy hour. Talked briefly about the race here tonight. We got Jimmy Johnson starting on pole, Dale Jarrett starting second, McMurray starting third. But yeah, we were here at this half mile uh, speedway, I guess, Bristol Motor Speedway. And yeah, there's gonna be a lot of carnage, a lot of wrecking. We are here for 125 laps. Should be a eventful, entertaining race here today. We'll look over the practice sheets here. And so here in a moment, the drivers are being called to their cars. There it is. And yeah, these are the practice sheets. Got Greg Biffle running a 3. It's a 50, yeah. But truck slowed down a little bit as rubber was put down. This was Thursday night. But here are the practice times. Tony Stewart Harvick kind of down there. This track only fits 41 cars. Not sure why. I'm thinking when 2006 rolls around, I might just cut it to 40 instead of 42. But here's qualifying. And Taylor Labonte, Dale Jarrett, Dave Blaney, a top 10 qualifying run. Michael Waltrip up in there. Tony Stewart 16th. Jeff Gord, not very good. Kevin Harvick, not great either. So it was a 23. 23 to a 92. Matt Kenseth was way off. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. He said he was loose, couldn't really control the car. We'll have to see. They made some overnight adjustments. We'll have to see. But the thing is, though, is these guys are going to be super, super racy. I don't know if, we'll go over the happy hour here and I'll talk about the upcoming race. These cars, they're going to be sliding all over the place, going 3 wide, possibly even 4 wide at times. The inside's where you're going to want to be. These guys are going to be dog fighting for the inside. But, yeah, Matt Kenseth 37th. There's just no speed out of that 17 this week. But yeah, that's kind of that. We'll have to see. Hopefully Matt Kenseth can work his way up. I'll remind you, this should be the points following Watkins Glen in race 20. Matt Kenseth is your point leader, but about only 69 points over Jimmy Johnson. If they were to finish right now, Johnson would receive 46. If he leads the most points, it'll be 48, I think is the math on that. 48 points to Matt Kenseth's 2. So, I mean, Jimmy Johnson, there's probably a lot of wrecks. Matt Kenseth, he could easily work his way forward. He is in a championship run. This is how championships are made. But it'll be tough. We'll have to see how it goes. And like Watkins Glen, if we get a rash yellows, this thing could flip on its head. But with that being said, we'll send you down trackside, get the command to fire engines. We'll do the starting lineup, and then we'll get right into this race. There's only one pace lap, so it's going to be fast-paced. Alrighty. So here we go. Row 1, we got Jimmy Johnson to his outside, Dale Jarrett. Row 2, Greg Biffle, Jamie McMurray. Row 3, Elliott Sadler, Ryan Newman. Michael Waltrip, Dave Blaney. And let's get the command of fire engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
There's the command to fire engine. These drivers are going to be ready to roll here. And rounding out your top 10, we got Terry Labonte and Jeff Burton. Mark Martin, Dale Jr., we got Ricky Rudd, Casey Mears, Kenny Wallace, Tony Stewart, Robbie Gordon, Ricky Craven. And we had the qualifying up there. We'll just kind of get through here. I won't be able to talk as fast. I mean, this pace lap here is going to be fast. Rounding out, there's Matt Kenseth. We'll pull up here, find your favorite driver and where they are starting tonight. Pace car's already in turn 3. And pace car is going to make that left-hand turn between those cones there. Last week it was a right-hand turn. This week's a left-hand turn. We're back on the ovals, and Jimmie Johnson's in the lead, and we are racing from Bristol. Just like Indy a couple weeks ago, the inside line is where you want to be. Ryan Newman started this race 7th. He's already up to 3rd. Dale Jarrett started 2nd. He's back to 4th. There's Michael Waltrip, Jeff Burton making their way up. Couple Pennzoil cars between 16 and the 99 there. Jimmie Johnson's going to lead the first 2 laps. Pretty clean, pretty tame so far. There goes Mark Martin looking to the inside of his teammate. Now, there's just not a lot of grip up in that second lane. It's going to be really, really tough to make any type of ground. But, I mean, you know, he was able to kind of defend off Mark Martin for now. Jamie McMurray is now starting to catch up to Jimmie Johnson. Jamie McMurray. Jimmie Johnson's going to lead the first 6 laps. Last year's winner went to Michael Waltrip. He won the Bristol night race, and he's sitting there 4th. Not sure where he finished in the spring. We'll have to get our stat guys to look at that. But he's trying to hold off Dale Jarrett. Good to see that 88 cars up front. As we got a yellow, Mayfield, Tony Stewart, John Andretti's in the pits. Johnson will lead lap 8, and we are under caution. It was Matt Kenseth who won the race at Bristol last spring. Look out! These pace cars starting to pick up these guys here. The cars going all over the place, every which way. But yeah, Matt Kenseth ended up winning. Jeremy Mayfield finished 2nd. Rusty Wallace 3rd. Sterling Marlin and Ryan Newman round out your top 10. Let's go see if we can figure out what caused that yellow there. Alright, so this wreck happens in turn 3, but it starts all the way down here in turn 1. You're going to see Jeremy Mayfield kind of miss the bottom, and Jack Sprague is going to see some open daylight, and he's going to try and stick it in there. Mayfield tries to defend, tries coming back up, and Sprague just doesn't really lift. You see, Matt Kenseth just narrowly avoids. Ooh, John Andretti got sent to the pits. NASCAR's not going to like that. But, you see Matt Kenseth right there, up to 26th already. Looks like they found the balance on that race car. Dale Jr.'s back there, and here come the leaders flying in. Were there any pit stops? I don't believe so. But, nobody's retired from the race. Oh yeah, never mind. Jeremy Mayfield is out. Too much damage to continue. He's not going to finish well like he did in the spring. Jack Sprague is 2 down, and John Andretti is at least 1 lap down. But, yeah, as you see, Matt Kenseth is already up to 26th right there. But, we'll see when you go back green here. Alrighty, we are rounding turn 2 on lap 13. We got John Andretti's looking to the inside of the 48 here. Jack Sprague's there on pit road. Hopefully he doesn't lose another lap. He's already 2 laps down. Might go more. But yeah, there goes the pace cars. Going to make that second left-hand turn of the night. Johnson's got control. And we are on the way from Bristol. Is there something going on back here? Matt Kenseth is not accelerating. The 32, the 23, I think they passed him before the start-finish line. And that is a big no-no. They got a penalty. And Matt Kenseth is having struggles with that car. Meanwhile, back up front, John Andretti's got his lap back. And Ryan Newman is going to take the lead back over. And Michael Waltrip, Jeff Burton's going to look to the inside, try and capture Johnson's track position here. And there are rumors going around the garage that Penske, Evernham, and Chip Ganassi did not upgrade their cars this last upgrade period, and they are focusing on the new Charger body for 2005. And they are focusing on that, focusing on next year and trying to earn a championship. As you see David Starr up inside the top 20, getting around Kurt Busch. Terry Labonte all over the back end of Jeff Green. Jeff Green having a great run. There's last week's winner, Ricky Rudd, running up towards the top 10. Not quite in the top 10, but Jeff Gordon going around Jamie McMurray. There's Paul Menard, Ricky Craven. They're going to need a couple yellows to get back on the lead lap. As there's John Andretti. He's now losing his lap once again. Mike Skinner is on pit road. Matt Kenseth is running 35th. He'll drop to 36th at least. The last car on the lead lap. He's saying something's wrong. The engine's not picking up the fuel or something going on there with that 17 car. And at the same time, the 4's got engine issues. So a lot is happening here tonight at Bristol. You know, if you're Jeff Burton, Mark Martin, Greg Biffle, you know, Roush, 3 of your cars are inside the top 5 here, and your championship competitor, not competitor, but you know, your driver's competing for the championship, and he is down on power. That is not a good sign if you're the 99, the 6, or the 16. Gotta wonder what that problem is, and if you can prevent it yourself. See, Jeff Burton is all over last year's winner, Michael Waltrip. And we've talked about it, you know, all the time. You know, how much pressure Jeff Burton, Greg Biffle, all these guys are under. And, you know, when do the patience run out? I mean, this is, you know, the preferred lanes around the inside. Michael Waltrip's doing a great job of defending as he slips up a little bit right there. But if Mark Martin makes a move, Greg Biffle pounces. Yeah, it's 2 spots. And Kenny Wallace is sitting back there. That could be a possible 3 spots that you could lose. And when do you make your move? When do you try to get around the 15 car? This time by already, this race is flying by. Next time by will be 100 laps to go for Ryan Newman. Right there, there's Matt Kenseth. He's going into 3, and Newman's already halfway down the back. That is not what you want to see. And Newman is running about 7/10 quicker than Matt Kenseth. Something is definitely amiss in that 17 camp. You see the 43s 1 lap down, the 0's 2 down, the 23, 32, and the 4 are all 3 down. The 4 is about to lose another lap. The 17 is about to lose a lap. And these laps click off quick. You know, almost a 17-second lap time. Just under 17 seconds. There goes Newman. How badly does Kenseth defend here? Because if you lose 1 lap, you can get the lucky dog. But just up the way, there's Sterling Marlin running 33rd. So Kenseth doesn't have much of a fight for the 12, as he will put him now a lap down. There goes Michael Waltrip. Now he's going to get held up by the 17, and does that benefit Jeff Burton? Jimmy Johnson's now back down to 8th. Your pole sitter, he's lost a bit of track position. He's stuck behind Dale Jarrett. I don't know about stuck, but he's behind Dale Jarrett. Burton was unable to capitalize on Matt Kenseth, but Kenny Wallace, he's moved himself up, trying to get inside the top 10. Dale Jarrett's looking to the inside of the 17. The 17 says no! Big block from Matt Kenseth. And all that might do, Johnson's going to stay patient behind the 88 for now. There's Ricky Rudd sitting 10th. Meanwhile, back up front, we got Ryan Newman at the start-finish line. There's Scott Riggs. Busch Series regular. Was in the fight for the win. Ended up losing out to Ron Hornaday. Running that 36 Chevrolet. There's Ryan Newman going off into turn 1. Just over a second lead over Michael Waltrip. Waltrip starting to put some breathing room between him and Jeff Burton. There's the backstretch. World's fastest conveyor belt. These guys are wrapping the bottom. There's your leader there. Now Matt Kenseth, he's under fire from the 84 there. There's the 97. There's rookie Brian Vickers behind Kevin Harvick. Bobby Labonte's making a move. And there's your leader getting ever so close to Scott Riggs there. Ken Schrader, Sterling Marlin. There's Dale Jr. So Ryan Newman's all over the back end of that 36. There's a 0 right in front. Ryan Newman's going to go to the inside of the... Looks like the 2. Well, his teammate was leading, ended up losing an engine, was able to get it on the apron. And now Matt Kenseth is pulling down into the pit. There goes the 36 there. There goes Kenny Wallace looking for a top 5 here, and he's going to use that 36 as a pick against the 16 of Greg Biffle. But the issue is right there, the 33 is unable to complete the pass right there. But right here, he's going to be able to roll the bottom really, really well. But to complete the pass on the 16, and that might cost the 16 2, possibly 3 spots if Johnson can get to the inside of the 16. How aggressive does Biffle get with Scott Riggs? With how much track position do you want to try and hold on to? Remember, he ended up wrecking Steve Park a couple weeks ago at Indy, being too aggressive. Alright, running top 10. No need to tear a car up here. Scott Riggs is almost pinching Jimmy Johnson. That was really close. Finally, Biffle is able to get free. And he's going to move to the inside now. And all these guys are going to be moving to the inside. While I was back there covering everything that happened back there, Mark Martin moves into 3rd. As you see, Matt Kenseth was actually on pit road. Man, Matt Kenseth, he's down to 39th now. At least 2 cars out. He's now 5 laps down. Not sure what's going on there. That season is beginning to unravel for that 17 bunches. His teammate Mark Martin's going to make a move on last year's winner, Michael Waltrip. Unable to complete the pass. He does now. Does Jeff Burton make a move? Michael Waltrip was unable to get to the bottom. The 33 overshoots the corner at the same time. There goes Dale Jarrett to the inside. Jeff Burton's trying to get back into 3rd. Dale Jarrett unable to get into the inside of Kenny Wallace. Kenny Wallace gets down. Can Kenny Wallace get to the inside of Michael Waltrip? He does. Now can Dale Jarrett get to the inside of the 15? Does Jimmy Johnson, Greg Biffle, does he get to the inside? Johnson's looking to the inside of the 88. Looking for a 2-for-1. It's like Kenny Wallace is unable to get any kind of drive off the corner. Michael Waltrip looks pretty brazy up top, but there's just not enough grip. He's unable to carry any type of momentum. And Johnson's going to get a 2-for-1 deal. So will Greg Biffle to the inside of the 88 and the 15. Now you see back here, Jeff Gordon's sitting there 10th, or he just got around Robbie Gordon for 9th. There's Casey Mears, just outside the top 10. Jimmy Johnson back up to the top 5. These guys are running pretty competitive lap times. See, Matt Kenseth's still 5 laps down. Whatever the issue was, they must have got it fixed. Let's go see where he's running now. As Newman goes off, I believe that's turn 3. It is. Matt Kenseth going to the inside of the 10, looking to the inside of the 00 now, right in front of Stewart and Jr. He's now going into turn 3. But the opposite side of the track, he's a little in front of the 12 there. But now Mark Martin's trying to reel in Ryan Newman. Looks like whatever the issue was for the 17, they've appeared to have fixed it. But the only issue is now, is he is 5 laps down. Whatever they were able to fix, I don't know if something came loose. They had the hood up on pit road. Now they're just hoping for a big wreck, kind of like Kevin Harvick. Try and rebound some points and get out of here with a good points day. But, yeah, Mark Martin has now caught Ryan Newman. He's looking for the 3rd lead change here today. He kind of overdrove the corner right there, unable to kind of get it down. Yeah, so Mark Martin, 49, 53, 47. These guys are running fairly competitive lap times. Excuse me. Ooh, the 21, last week's winner, on the apron. Looks like he has a tire going down. Will that draw a yellow? If he can make it back to pit road and stay out of the way, that might not draw a yellow. Good thing about Bristol is you see all that gray down there, all that apron. Oh, he's having a really big time struggle to try and keep the car down there on the apron, but he's able to keep it down there for now. And what that did is kind of check these guys up. So now Newman is back in lap traffic. How does he navigate Mike Skinner? There's the 21, a heartbreaker. That's what this sport will do for you. I mean, Joe Nemechek and Ricky Rudd were in a photo finish for the win last week. And now they are both outside at least the top 20s. They're 3 wide for second. Mike Skinner, Mark Martin, Jeff Burton. Look out. Skinner is going to lift and say, I got a car to keep clean. Yeah, both those guys that were part of that photo finish for the win are both outside the top 25. Mark Martin's trying to be competitive, trying to run that outside line, but just does not have the drive into the corner, does not have the grip. But he's got the drive off. Skinner is going to lift and let him back in. Kenny Wallace running 4th. Jimmy Johnson still running top 5. As this time by will be halfway, and it looks like it's going to go Ryan Newman's way. And Ryan Newman is looking to go 4 for 5, or 3 for 4 on Crown Jewel races so far this year. Bristol night races considered a Crown Jewel. I would say probably the least prestigious history-wise, but this place is still really cool. See, Christian Fittipaldi is backing up. Right there, just talking about him, Joe Nemechek's running 27th. But, yeah, he won the Daytona 500, won the Coke 600, won Talladega. You know, the team doesn't touch the car. They are focused on 2005, right? And next season, Dodge is getting a new body. The Charger's coming out, something new, something different. You're not here leading the race. Pretty special what this team at Team Penske can do. Whoa, Ken Schrader. Jeff Burton got really loose, had a ton of wheel trying to keep it off the 49. And they're going to be 3 wide. Mike Skinner, Kenny Wallace forcing the issue. Ooh, a touch. Jimmy Johnson, does he stick his nose in? He does. He can't afford to lift because Biffle's right there. The 48 and the 4, they touch. The 49 finally lifts and says, "Get me out of here." That was not for position. Now only 30 cars are on the lead lap, and Jeff Burton's going for the lead. Mark Martin's going to tuck in behind. The third lead change of the night goes to Jeff Burton. As Ryan Newman goes way up the track, he's got to get down before Kenny Wallace can get into the inside. And he does just that. Jeff Burton, he's looking for a victory here. He would love to win. Coming into tonight with 7th in the points, he's got 1 win, looking for his 11th top 10 and 6th top 5 in 21 starts. We still got a long way to go here. Mark Martin's keeping him honest, right? We still got a lot of lap traffic right here. See the zeros kind of backing these guys up. Get an update on Matt Kenseth. There's Ricky Rudd and Kenseth. All over the back end of Elliott Sadler. These tires are starting to kind of go away. There's about a second of fall off or so. And I honestly was expecting, like, the Busch race. There was a lot of wrecks. There was a lot of carnage in that race. A lot of attrition. Ooh, Jeff Burton got really loose into the corner. That's going to open the door for Mark Martin. He's looking to be the 4th leader of the day. But so far, I mean, we had that one Jeremy Mayfield wreck, and there's been some mechanical issues and mechanical failures. Tire down. Something happened with the 17. They went under the hood. That's going to cost them a ton of points. But outside of that, there really hasn't been a whole lot. As you see, the zeros up top now. You got the double zero, the 0, and the 0-1. The 99 and the 6 is going to look to the inside. How aggressive are you if you're Mark Martin right here? Knowing that lap traffic most likely going to help you. How do you take advantage? And when do you take advantage? Is Greg Biffle's going to try and use the 0 as a pick on Jimmy Johnson to try and get Biffle into the top 5? And he does just that. Jimmy Johnson's going to lift. He's going to tuck in behind Biffle. Jeff Burton was a couple tenths quicker. Mark Martin got hung up with the 0. They're pretty even right there. Now Jeff Burton's going to get hung up by Nadeau. Kenny Wallace all over the back end of Ryan Newman there. Jeff Burton looked like he made a move, thought better of it. Yeah, Burton just does not look very secure to the inside. I wonder if he thinks that him and the 01 are a little too similar in speed and he doesn't have the confidence in that rear end to stick in the track, or is he going to wreck him in the 01? He's got a really big run right here. He's going to stick right there as Mark Martin missed the bottom. He's going to lose a little bit of time. That's going to give breathing room to Jeff Burton. He can have space, have room to think about how he wants to make this pass. Never mind, Mark Martin closes right back up to that rear bumper. As the 12 now slides up, these tires are starting to go away. These drivers are starting to make mistakes, starting to miss the bottom. It is really cool to see the top 6 are all within a second and a half of each other. And we got pit stops here. As Ryan Newman's going to go to the inside of the 6. And he's going to get the lead back. So yeah, with fall off being about a second, we'll have to see. Keep an eye out for wrecks. People crisscrossing lines. There's the 99, the 33. The 1 slides up. He grabs the fence. He's going to get down in front of the 38. The 29 is going to continue. Look out. 25 to 42. There's the 17 there. I wonder if Matt Kenseth can make it the rest of the way because he already pitted, or did he take tires? Kevin Harvick's now going to grab the lead. He's the last car to stay out there. He may lose some overall time, but we'll have to see. There's Jimmy Johnson pulling into the pit. Jeff Burton already out and away. Did he take 2 tires? Question mark. I'll have to see how all this shakes out. I'm confused. There's definitely a lot of shaking up going around here. Multiple cars lapped down. Like the 15 had some type of an issue. Saying it's stuck in gear, won't go. They had to retire the car. So he is now done. See if we can cycle around. There's Greg Biffle. Not sure where he's running now. He's up to 6th. There's Junior, Terry Labonte, Jeff Gordon. Kenny Walls is now running 33rd. We'll have to see where he cycles on this lap. Jeff Burton is your leader. There's Jimmy Johnson. We'll have to see where he cycles out. So I think Jeff Burton is your leader. He was the first one off pit road. Jimmy Johnson's 34th. I don't know what happened to him. We'll let this cycle around one more time. There's Ryan Newman running 2nd. Do these guys take maybe just right sides? He's 33rd. Jeff Burton, your leader. Ooh, Robbie Gordon. Greg Biffle make contact. Yeah, there's only 20 cars on the lead lap. And Jimmy Johnson is 2 laps down. There goes Dale Jarrett to the inside of Kenny Walls. These guys are all competitive. What a move right there. Ricky Craven is slow on the bottom. And Kenny Walls was able to just rip around the top and pass them all. I'm very confused of what's going on here. Can the 12, the 99, can those guys make it to the end? Is Jimmy Johnson forcing his way to the inside of Nadeau, trying to get at least back 1 lap down? Oh, Burton to the back end of Bill Elliott. He's getting impatient. We got 3 wide here. Yeah, Robbie Gordon blew up down there on the apron, but the apron is big enough. They were able to keep it clean, keep it green. Yeah, I think something happened to Jimmy Johnson and all these other guys who got trapped multiple laps down. Greg Biffle's running 3rd, Kurt Busch 4th, Jeff Gordon 5th. And Ricky Rudd, remember, had that flat tire sitting 6th right now. There's Kevin Harvick running 7th. David Starr, Dave Blaney, all these guys are up inside the top 10. Jeff Green just in front of Brian Vickers. There's Jeff Burton, Jimmy Johnson desperately trying to get around these lap cars. Trying to get around and get one of his laps back. And Bill Elliott, he's trying to stay on the lead lap. Jeff Burton's practically pushing him around this racetrack. Whatever Jeff Burton and team did, it seems to be working out. There's Joe Nemechek. He's up to 15, so it looks like it's going to work out for the last week's photo finishers after all. It's David Starr. He's backing up. Well, there's Ricky Rudd getting passed by Mark Martin and Dave Blaney. There's Matt Kenseth. He's falling backwards. He's going to at least finish 33rd. So he's only going to lose 4 points to Jimmy Johnson as of now. Not sure if Jimmy led a lap. It might be 5 points. But we'll have to see. There's still 26 laps to go. 13 miles to the finish. David Starr is staying high. Jeff Burton stuck behind Bill Elliott. Cannot quite make a move. Jimmy Johnson's really just trying to get around the 99. Cannot seem to find a way. 25 laps to go. Way up the hill goes David Starr. Jeff Burton has finally found his way to the inside of the 9. It's like Ricky Rudd's going to lose a lap here. There's only 13 cars now in the lead lap. Christian Fittipaldi's the last car there. Johnson kind of missed the bottom there. Heavy lap traffic for this leader for Jeff Burton. We're going to see if Johnson can find a way around. He's looking low. He's looking. Elliott Sadler's going to throw it to the inside of David Starr. They touch on the exit of 2. It was a good thing Jeff Burton didn't have to lift, because if he did, he was going to go around. One guy who would love to see a yellow right now is David Starr. He's the first car 1 lap down. As you see, all these cars are just in a single file stuck behind Matt Kenseth. It's like a restart. Dave Blaney finally gets shucked high. Everybody's trying to defend low to try and prevent that from happening. As you see Jeff Green. Oh, Jeff Burton has to go high. Jimmy Johnson, he's going to go low. He finally gets his lap back. Looks like David Starr and Elliott Sadler, they're trying to get at least 1 lap back. Jeff Green's going to be slow up top. There's Ryan Newman back here. I mean, if the 99 gets stuck high enough, do not rule out Ryan Newman catching. And Jeff Burton finds a way back down to the bottom. As Jimmy Johnson found himself up top. Elliott Sadler to the back end of Jeff Green. They save it for now. As Jeff Burton's going to try and put David Starr back 1 lap down. These guys are absolutely just dogfighting for every spot, trying to stay in front of this leader. And they're 3 wide back here. They sort it back out. Sterling Marlin, he's trying to stay on the lead lap. Does not look like he'll be on the lead lap for much longer as he slams the door on Jeff Burton. Burton has to check up. Now it leaves only 11 cars in the lead lap. See, Ward Burton now, he's lost a lap, so that now leaves 10 cars in the lead lap. Ryan Newman's trying to work his way forward, just can't find his way through this lap traffic. There's 4 cars on the bottom separating the 2 leaders as Mark Martin finally gets to the inside of his teammate. And now it's finally just like the floodgates open on the bottom. That 17 car was holding everybody up. That 17 car is dropping anchor, and if you're on the outside, you're going backwards. Looks like Paul Menard might get himself a spot here, which will drop Kenseth at least 1 more point in the standings. But we'll have to see here. There goes Ryan Newman in second. He's going to get around Kenseth pretty easily. Paul Menard, he almost gets to the inside of Kenseth. That's risky. Now, if you're Matt, you're on the outside and you're slow. Not good. There's Greg Biffle there. Meanwhile, back up front, here's an update. Jeff Burton now trying to get to the inside of Sterling Marlin, trying to put at least 1 car inside the top 10, 1 lap down. I would have predicted this race would have been a wreckfest, but it is only 1 yellows. There goes Menard to the inside of Matt Kenseth. The next car that is in danger of getting around Kenseth is the 32 of Ricky Craven, wherever he is. He's 34th. Yeah, so he'd have to go all the way around. But there's Jeff Burton. He's going to take a peek to the inside of Sterling Marlin. Next time by already will be 5 laps to go. As Jimmy Johnson's looking to the inside of Blaney. Blaney's defending. Now there's 0 cars between Jeff Burton and Jimmy Johnson. Johnson's sitting 29th. There's Mark Martin in 28th. I don't know if he'll quite get to Mark Martin unless there's a wreck or something, but 4 laps to go, 2 miles for Jeff Burton to pick up his 2nd win of the season. And Sterling Marlin has lost out a spot to Jeff Green and Ward Burton. And not quite Bobby Labonte, but he's getting there. As Newman's now stuck on the high side. Back up front. Next time by will be 2 laps to go. Now, I'm not sure what they did on the pit stop, but whatever it did, it worked. And they were able to pretty much trap Jimmy Johnson and all the other fast guys. 1 lap down, we're able to keep the 16, the 12, the 97, everybody else behind them. And they're able to execute. And if they can just navigate 2 more corners, they'll be a 2-time winner this season. Through 3 and 4, Jeff Burton is your winner at Bristol. He's going to hang a left, get down and out of the way. P2 is going to go to Ryan Newman somewhere in here. There's Newman. There's Biffle. See if you can pick out your favorite driver and where they finish. There's Kurt Busch. Jeff Gordon finished with the top 5. Kevin Harvick 6th. Matt Kenseth finished 33rd. And there's Jimmy Johnson. So here's the official results. The 00 and the 22 retired there late. Not sure what happened there. But, yeah, only 9 cars finished on the lead lap. But, yeah, well, we'll get the points updated and we'll be right back. Alright, this is the pit stop that changed everything. See Jeff Burton there taking rights and left sides. And then at this time, here comes Jimmy Johnson coming around. Speed this up a little bit. Taking right sides, taking left sides, still Jared directly behind him. And he's going to sit here, and they're going to adjust on the car. They're going to put fuel in the car, put too much fuel in the car. They're going to adjust on the car, and they ended up losing 2 laps. That was the big decider there. But we'll get into these points here. This is after 21 races. We got Matt Kenseth, your leader, Jeff Gordon 35 back, and Greg Biffle picks up 2 spots. He propels himself to third in the points. 53 back, Brian Vickers, 55 back, 64 back is Johnson, Newman 68 back, Jeff Burton 94 back, and then Harvick is over 100 points back. Sterling Marlin picked up 4. Jeremy Mayfield lost 4. Jeff Green also picked up 4. Dave Blaney picked up 3. Um, but yeah, so that was Bristol. Um, next week, yeah, so next week we are off to Darlington, back-to-back Crown Jewels, and then Talladega. So 3 really big, or I guess next 2 races are really high-profile races. I guess 4 races like that. Well, yeah, the last 4 out of 5 races we got Indy, the Atlanta, and then Bristol, Darlington, Talladega. Talladega was the first race I posted on this YouTube channel, and the goal was and still is, if anybody out there is enjoying anything I do here, I hope somebody gets at least, just a little bit of enjoyment out of this. That's my main goal. Um, I love NR 2003. I love making rosters. I love going back, looking at these different paint schemes, and Brian Vickers in the 5. Like, I still want to say Terry Labonte a lot of times, but like it's really cool to see some stuff. There's definitely some ideas and some hypotheticals I'm thinking about going into the future. And there's a lot of stuff that could change versus real life, and there's some stuff that's not going to change at all. But that's the fun of it, and I'm really excited for how much rinse and repeat this is. I'm kind of surprised. There's still a lot of motivation to do it. There's still a lot of, you know, hey, I'm excited to see what comes next. But yeah, we've got about, I think it's 8 or 9 races left of the season. Um, yeah, 9 races left. We'll have to see. Greg Biffle's been really consistent. Can Jeff Gordon bounce back? He's been really quiet this season. Can he bounce back and win the championship? That's what's really cool too, is I get to be a fan. I don't really know what happens, so, but yeah. Well, thank you for watching. We will see you in Darlington. Um, I might post a video about the late model series. I'm not sure. I know their championship will be decided here, but yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching. You have a great rest of your day.